Hey everyone, today we're installing this Android radio with an 11.5-inch screen and a single DIN slot. Today I have here this CarPlay radio which I'm going to install in my car. It is a single DIN car radio. This is going to be going in a slightly older vehicle. And the screen sticks out quite a lot. It's a pretty big screen. I'm actually a bit surprised when I saw it. This is the brand. It does come with a manual, definitely going to read it. Antennas, wires, and all that stuff are here too. We have this older radio that we're going to remove. Let's remove the bezel, find the button. I'm going to insert a hacksaw blade right here. And that allowed us to remove the whole radio assembly. Free the radio. Given we have an aftermarket radio here already, just wanted to check the color coding of the wires, and it does pretty much match the harness on the other side. And I noticed that when I connect the wires to the new harness, the wires pretty much match there as well. It's important to look at the left and right speakers, the power wires, etc. But all in all, they pretty much line up. So now back to our radio to add more wires. We have the GPS antenna, of course. Here are some multimedia inputs and SIM slot. They go right in this big slot here. There's a USB one. USB is going to go in this middle here. On the left side, there are two types of harnesses. There's this one with the ISO, and then there's this one with the regular wires. This is the one that happens to match the one in my car, so I'm just going to plug this one in here. If you happen to get another one stuck, you can just use this removal tool and put it in here to be able to pull that out. So now I can put the correct one in here. So looking at my wiring harness against the wiring harness that's already in this radio, it looks pretty similar, so it looks like I can just copy the connections. Like this yellow and black are power, same as over here, so I'm just going to move everything over. Okay, so next, now that I've wired everything here to the new wiring harness, I am putting all the existing wires through the single DIN plate. So here the single DIN plate slid on. Now I'm going to pull these tabs up to lock it in place using a flat tip screwdriver. So using a flat tip screwdriver, I've gone ahead and I've raised these tabs over here. So hopefully the radio should not just pull out. With the radio connected and everything, I turned the car to the on position just to see if this would turn on, and it is turning on, so that's absolutely great news. And it's booting Android like a full Android tablet. In here we can see the interface for the first time. The CarPlay Android Auto is this button here. You can connect it via Bluetooth. So here I am inside my Bluetooth, finding new car BT. I'm going to connect to that. And then the pin, I'm going to try 0000. Alright, so it's connected. Now we're seeing my Android Auto screen for the first time. Of course, this would also connect to CarPlay. We're also hearing some music as well through the interface, but I'm not going to play that for you. I saw Angry Birds was available. Looks like it's available when parked. You'll see the screen is not responding here. That's because I didn't touch additional permissions on my phone. At this point, we've determined the radio is working. I've made sure to pull the pins on the bottom as well to make sure it stays stuck. The antenna connectors next. The GPS and USB went through to the glove box, so it's easier to access. And now, we also have the antenna, this orange cable, which needs to be put in here. Here we go, pushing the radio back in, making sure all the wires go back in place, and that the antenna cable gets plugged in. It's a bit short for this, so you'll see I'm fiddling with it right here. So an interesting thing to note is the size of this screen can potentially block your AC vent. I'm still able to feel the AC myself, but I'm not sure about the back passengers. Now we can say we have CarPlay, we have Android Auto, all that stuff. So for the radio, we're going to do a search. So tuning the radio, you can tune it like this. You can put it right on the station you want by sliding. And then you can hold this down to save. To access the equalizer, we can press over here. And then we're able to set different things. Over here we have the app launcher. All these apps are available. We were just in DSP. Car info is not available because we don't have OBD, but we do have Play Store and a couple other things that are available to us. There are two different settings. Here's the system settings pertaining to the car itself. These are the software settings. Brightness, radio region, default, whitelist, and desktop. To go home from any screen or adjust the volume, you can swipe right on this side to get this little bar, and that's where you're able to press home or all these other functions. What I'm noticing from the audio is that the bass is so prominent after installing this radio. It's a big difference from having that previous Kenwood aftermarket. And scrolling through the map, you can see it is responsive. All these things are available, which is great. I can go straight into my audio player and then just play different music. And go into the queue and then just play whatever I need. Additional car settings are over here. You can connect it to network and internet. You can even use your SIM card and then use this as a hotspot if you have that. 64 gigs of storage. You can set up your Google account here. And then let's look at the about. So 2 SIM slots. IMEI is over here, running Android 13, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 storage. And now we're showing it in motion. It's able to play music and then lower the music volume as it approaches an intersection to give directions.
The light, turn left onto Harwood Road.
In motion once again, it does turn very smoothly alongside the vehicle. Lastly, if you use your phone as a hotspot or have a SIM card within, you're able to use the apps like YouTube or even Google Maps built into the device itself without CarPlay or Android Auto. So you're able to play videos in full screen. Pretty cool video. That's pretty much it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. At this point, I've driven with this radio for about 100 miles. So far, no issues. Audio sounds awesome. It's even able to take Google commands as well. I would definitely recommend it at this point.